neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
And we're back?
We're kind of back on a Saturday. That's weird.
Kind of back on
this
a
might
Saturday.
be the first
What the
Saturday
hell,
show
man?
we've done.
Yeah, I think it is. I think we did a Friday once. I don't think we've ever done a Saturday.
No, yeah.
I should have done this before the show. Here we go.
Yeah, so I was in Texas, and we tried to
was
do
in
a
Florida.
show earlier in the week, but like where I was at had no reception. Like no Wi-Fi. I had barely one bar on my phone, and it just was not going to happen.
So what were you doing out in Texas?
My parents live down in Texas, the Houston area, so we took the family down to visit and see the family, that sort of thing. It's something we like to do once a year.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I can deal with my family about once a year too. Actually, I did in my travels were a little more than just just Texas or something. But
yeah.
My travels were kind of fun this week. I mean, it was an ass kicking of a week. Man,
sounds like it, man.
When it straightens up, I'll let you know. But it hasn't stopped. There've been a couple really good points in it.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, but for the most part, it's just kicked my ass.
You know what? You made it to the weekend. That's the important part.
Is it the weekend? I don't know.
It's Saturday.
I don't know.
It's technically sort of the weekend.
I did pick up my new car today, so I'm happy about that. I finally got it. It's been ordered since freaking July.
You got the new Prius. That's the car you've been looking forward to.
Yes, yeah, my fat ass in a Prius. That'd be great. No, I got the 2024 Nissan Pathfinder.
Nice. That's a good one.
It finally got in a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I had to get the plates for it and all the stuff for it to go pick it up at the dealership. So I went and got it today. Took my Ultima back. So
that's the business car.
It's business. Yeah. It is. I'll tell anybody out there, if you're in any sales or channel marketing or anything like that, make it part of your negotiations.
Sure. To
get a company vehicle. I've had a company vehicle since like 1999. So I make it a part of every deal or everything I do is you're giving me a car. I'm not going back to owning my own car. What kind of craziness is that?
Right.
Although I usually do have a car. Although this time I don't have a car. I did just bought a motorcycle, but I don't own a car.
So interesting story about the motorcycle. You bought back the motorcycle that you'd previously sold. You bought back the motorcycle you already had.
Yeah, it hadn't moved. So it was crazy. So I sold it. And it didn't go anywhere for a year or 2 years. I'm like, hey, you need to have some service done on this thing. It's because I know close friends with the person who bought it. And she's like, yeah, okay, fine. So I come and get the bike and I take it. I get it, all the service, all the stuff done on it. Yeah. And I ride the bike back and I put it away. And then I backed it out of the driveway, put it on a trailer, and brought it to New York. That was it. That was the life of that bike living over there. So
you basically just loaned it to somebody who didn't use it for a year.
Yeah. Well, it was like 4 or 5 years, but yeah, it was actually a good long time. But anyway, it was a good time. So this week I flew from Syracuse, New York, down to Tampa, drove around in Bradenton and Sarasota. Mm-hmm. Then went through Orlando over to Jacksonville. Went from Jacksonville up to Savannah, Georgia. And while I was in Savannah, Georgia, I almost got routed to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Dude.
So I started driving up the freeway to Charlotte, North Carolina. Luckily, I got a message that said, hey, the COO is not in town. So we're just going to do a virtual call tomorrow so that we can bring him in. So I'm like, yes, I went loop back. I went and looped back. And then I went back to Jacksonville and flew home today. So it has been a week.
Every single time you mention your travels, I always remember back not too long ago when you said you're not going to travel very much anymore. Most of my traveling days are over. I'm not going to do that whole lot anymore.
I don't do that as much. So now I've got to start making travel plans for South America.
You need to start doing travel videos, like start a travel vlog. If
travel
people still
vlog.
say the word vlog.
I don't know. They might. We can start it. It'd be a trend.
We'll bring it back. It's
Vlogs
retro.
Are back, man. Vlogs are back. Yeah, it's been gone long enough to be retro. Yeah. Sorry.
That's hilarious.
I'm getting rid of an old Jeep, and people are pinging me on the message.
Everybody wants your old Jeep. People have old Jeeps, man.
Oh, they can keep it.
So the new Tesla.
So what are you drinking over there?
Oh, go ahead. So I'm drinking. I'm actually done with the BrewDog Advent Calendar finally. So I'm on to Weller. I'm on to my Weller Advent Calendar, which is basically just a bottle of Weller.
Yeah, I got my.
There you go.
My bottle of Weller here. Bottle of Weller there. Let's see. Oh, and just in case, because you can see, man, that's been hurt. But what about second Weller? Because I'm a freaking hobbit.
You're going to go through a bottle and a half of Weller tonight. You know what? Given our conversation before the show, I can see you doing
Weller
that.
12-year as well sitting here for me.
You got to have a variety.
Yeah, you got to have a variety. And I just found this. This is a bottle of Horse Soldier.
Ooh, good one. Good stuff.
And I bought it because it has a signature on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, what
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. I was like, hey, this one's signed. None of the other ones are signed.
You should probably look that up. It might be somebody important.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a cool looking signature. Is it actual signature or is it like print?
Yeah, it's a signature. Actually, yeah, I just lost my audio here. Hold tight while the thing switches around. I bumped it. We'll be back in a moment after these messages.
Getting there. Can you hear us now?
And we're back.
Okay, there you go. You got us. All right. Yeah, you got to look that up. It could be somebody important who signed that bottle.
It could be, but I'll drink to their memory. It's been that week. I got 4 freaking bottles of whiskey over here, man.
I get it, man. After the stories you told me before the show, you deserve to indulge yourself a little bit.
I'm just going to top that off there a little bit. Just cover my ice cube.
There you go. Just top off the big gulp size cup you're pouring into.
No, I'm drinking out of my
there you 45. Go. You're behaving. That's actually a small pour for you. So you're being responsible is what you're doing.
Yeah, I plan on going drinking after the show.
You're basically pre-gaming for your after show drink.
Yeah, that's how that's going down.
I don't blame you.
So hey, who all's watching out there tonight? I've seen a couple people pop on, but I don't have anywhere. Horse Soldier, yes, Shelly Webb.
Or people commenting? I can't see comments at all right now.
Yeah, it's Horse Soldier, and the story. I'm not going to reach over and grab that because I'm bumping cables. Hey, Richie Slack's on. What's going on, brother?
Everybody watching and listening, if I don't put your comment on the screen, I'm not seeing it, so don't take it personally.
Yeah, I almost ended up in your state. Just was saying that. I almost got routed up to Charlotte this past week for a quick 4.5 hour pop up there. Freshly back from Vegas, bro. You don't go to Vegas without calling me, man. I'm down for Vegas.
What is going on? Yeah, I'm not seeing any comments come through. I can't put any comments on the screen.
On my screen.
Go figure. There you go. All right.
That's all right. So it was crazy. So you were in Texas, the land of no Wi-Fi.
Well, there's Wi-Fi other places. So I was staying at my grandmother's house. So she moved out of her house to move in with my parents because she's like 85 or something. And her house has no Wi-Fi. And apparently where she lives is like a dead zone. I barely had one bar. And there was nothing. There were horses across the street. That's all there was.
Oh, that's awesome. So I used to live near some horses. And it was always fun to go out with them and stuff. We used to take sugar cubes out for them.
Oh, yeah. We used to feed crab apples to the horses that lived near me growing up. And we didn't realize it would make the horses sick, so we just fed these horses tons and tons of these crab apples because we thought it was fun.
Their stock hands are like, man, these horses are really gassy.
Right, exactly. Nobody ever told us not to, so we fed those horses so many crab apples.
Yeah, yeah. Something called crab apple. You probably shouldn't feed it to anything. I'm
The
just
horses, they seemed to
adding.
like them at the time. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the red hair. They thought you were a demon,
I
and
get
they
that a
were
lot.
afraid if they didn't eat it, you would steal their soul.
I get that a lot. That's I'm actually not allowed in church anymore. So
Mm.
anyway.
So,
Oh
do we have
boy.
any news?
So, you know what?
I'm
We
gonna rephrase
probably
this. Do we have regular news and then AI news? I think that's how we're going to split this up nowadays.
well, here's the problem. The only news that isn't political is AI news.
Is
So
AI? It is. It is. It is.
it is.
So I did not get my pen thing.
You didn't buy that yet.
I didn't buy it yet because I'm like that thing was a unit.
It was.
That was
It was a big
that was-
piece. You gonna,
Yeah,
so
I
you gonna
didn't.
grab one up, or are you gonna hold off for a while?
So I think I might flip back over to the AI.
You gonna get
To
the
the
AI
other
pin?
one, the AI pen.
That's like
instead.
$600,
I think I
man.
might do. Yeah, it's $600, but between the two, although, I mean, you know how much a good dictograph costs?
A
You know, the little
dictograph.
voice recorders.
Sure. You
Those-
just gonna
those
get a
things are-
dictograph?
Those things are like $300 or $400. You get a good one.
It's you know what? It's. I'm sure they're gonna make a comeback. We'll call that retro as well.
Holy hell!
What's
Richie
going on?
Slack just hit big news. He hit 11.5K in Vegas.
Wow, good going, Richie.
Wait, you hit 4, or you hit the lost total of 11,500?
That's a big difference.
The interpretation of that could lead to different.
Well,
different
it all
outcomes.
depends on
We're
how
either
you.
drinking to your success or we're drinking to your sorrow. That's
It all depends
really
on
what
how you
boils
break it
down
to your
to.
wife. If you make it sound like you won, then you're
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, I hit 11 and a half. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so cool. All right.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, honey.
Yeah, thanks, honey.
Exactly.
How you won that? He says, won that. Good job. I'll drink to your success then.
Nice. Congratulations, man. One of these days, David, you and I will make it down to over to Vegas. One of these days.
Yeah. Yeah. I
When
like Vegas.
What's that?
I kind of feel a need for Vegas right now.
You know what? There are plenty of electronic shows that take place in Vegas that I feel like you and I could make it out to one day.
Actually, I'm going to be in Vegas in June. I think June. I don't know. I checked it. Wrong phones near me. The other phones. I just got a message the other day. They're setting up a thing I have to go out to Vegas for, and then I've got to go to. I'm heading to New York City again in a
New
couple
York
weeks.
City?
I got to go to every time, and then I got to go from there to San Francisco, and this time I got to go down to San Jose, and I actually am worried about doing that.
Why? San Jose is
Of
a
all the
good city.
places I've been. Oh yeah, you can
It's
be
fine.
stabbed it all down there.
Look, there's great. If you like Korean food, there are some great Korean restaurants in San Jose.
I don't.
Well,
I don't.
then that's your fault, man.
It's my fault. It's my fault for not having good taste buds. But talk to me about steak and taters, right?
No,
Then
I
we'll
literally
see.
brought you up multiple times when I was in Texas, saying that I know this idiot who believes that Ohio has better barbecue than Texas.
Well, yeah.
So
yeah,
if you-
yeah, I
look-
was, but I'm right, so that's okay.
So one day, you and I are going to go down to Texas together, and we're gonna do a barbecue tour, and you're going to be proven very, very wrong.
A barbecue trail, a bourbon barbecue trail.
Bourbon, that'd be a good trail. I'm okay with
sounds
that
like a
trail.
damn good
That's a
trail.
good one. Let's make that
It's
happen.
like we need to find a road trip that can take you
Right?
through like key pizza. So, all right, this is going to be.
I think
gold
we're
for
just
all the
hungry is
viewers.
what's happening now.
That it possibly. Did we eat dinner? No, we had Chick-fil-A. Now we're good.
There you go.
It's probably some of the best Chick-fil-A. Anyway, I'm at a steakhouse in Jacksonville, probably one of their top 1 or 2 down there, and I'm talking with some family, and we're talking about a really kind of cool place that you could build is a hot dog joint. You could build a hot dog joint for pretty low cost. Hot
Sure.
dogs are relatively low price.
Yeah.
And then you could do a hot dog like a hillbilly style hot dog,
Mm-hmm.
slaw dogs or the crazy dogs they do out in Chicago.
Gourmet
They do
hot
New
dog
York
places
braised
are-
papaya.
They do well.
Yeah.
Look at Dirty
So
Frank's
I
here in
looked it up.
Columbus.
So I looked it up. The name is available,
What's that?
but we're talking about going around the world, getting some German,
Sure.
some British, maybe even Japanese, just all around the world.
Oh, Dirty Frank's is scratching the surface of what they could be doing.
Yeah. And the name is available. So if anybody wants to jump on and if
Okay.
anybody wants to hop on and buy this URL, it is available.
What is this?
Wienersaroundtheworld.com.
We-
Yeah.
You know what? The simple fact that you looked that up is
Yeah, I
hilarious.
did go into incognito mode
Wieners.
before I looked that up.
By the way, don't Google it.
Wienersaroundtheworld.com.
Don't
Yeah,
Google
don't
it.
Google it.
At least on a work computer. Don't Google it.
Yeah, I had
Wieners
both
around
my
the world.
phones. I pulled out my Apple phone, the work phone first. I'm like, no, that's good. Go back in my pocket. Give me the other phone.
Or even
I
look.
pulled up GoDaddy and took a look.
We know that
Oh,
dirty.
I took a look at Wieners Around the World. That's just not good.
Whatever I'm not judging. Whatever you're into. It's a 21st
Oh
century.
yeah,
But well, Dirty Frank's is already taken in Columbus. You could do Dirty Wieners.
yeah. I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna
Dirty.
You can do all
you
the
gonna
dirty
look
wieners
up,
you want. I'm not in.
look up dirtywieners.com.
No. No, see, it's all gone wrong. So here we are in this relatively nice, white linen. It's nice little steakhouse down there.
Yeah.
And we're just laughing, and about wieners around the world.
I'm sure.
But
you were.
from a hot dog joint perspective, somewhere that you could do, all the different types of hot dogs from around the world, be actually cool, and the cost is low. I mean, hot dogs cheap no matter where. The raw ingredients for them are cheap.
Yeah, wieners are a dime a dozen, really. I mean, everywhere you go, it's a sausage party. There's a sausage party.
Well, you just can't let that go. You just can't let go of the wieners, can you?
Well, look.
Boy, there is.
I
no
love
diminishing
I
law-
love
there's no
I love
diminishing
wieners around the
return on
world. I
this.
think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of my conversations this week.
Look, it's all business with you. It's all
Yeah,
business.
Reggie Slack says smoked is the only way to go. Hold on, so they've been having a. Okay, so Shelley Webb thinks you're hilarious there.
And I'm still not seeing
let's see
any
here.
comments, so I can't put anything on the screen.
Okay, holy moly, we got all kind of Horse Soldier. Yeah, hey guys, Richie, fresh back from Vegas. Jamie, I can never say her last name, but she's actually a relative. She's in Michigan. We try not to hold that against her too much.
Yeah.
I lived in Ohio for 37 years. North Carolina barbecue is way better.
What? Okay. Oh, David. Here's what we need to do. We need to stop doing this show altogether. Stop doing this show altogether. You
Just do
need to
food
leave your
reviews?
day job, and we need to dedicate a show to us just traveling
Wieners around the world.
and trying wieners around the world, or
That sounds like a solo show for you, my friend.
bourbon barbecue.
Oh, okay.
Do
Yeah, okay.
bourbon
You know what?
and
Let's go with
barbecue
that
tra-
one.
Well, and look at
Let's do that one.
bourbonbarbecuetrail.com. That's gonna be our new show, and it's gonna be us traveling around and discovering that Texas actually does have the best barbecue.
No, that ain't happen. That can't happen. That can't happen. Let's see here.
They're
Let's see here.
surprisingly
So
lacking
smoked,
on local beers, though. That's the problem with Texas. They don't
it's
have a
pretty
good local
good,
beer
Richie,
scene.
but they have a lot of smoked barbecue, and it's basically like eating ashtray. Not a fan. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Some people
All right,
don't like it
so-
too smoky.
Well, I can argue on both sides of that. I can argue easily on both sides of that, because if you don't have somebody who smokes properly, then it can absolutely taste like ash in your mouth very quickly. And nobody wants to taste the ash in their mouth.
No, they'd rather taste wieners around the world.
Wieners around the world. I knew you were going there. I knew you were going straight back to the wieners around the world. No, but if you get something that's properly smoked, I mean, I'm with Richie on that one. Smoke's the only way to go. If it's not done properly, which I have a smoker out here. I have an offset smoker in my garage. It is 3 years old almost now, and brand new. I still have not used it.
You ever smoke a wiener?
No. No. No, I haven't.
Look, I'm sure there's a niche for that. I'm sure somewhere on the dark web.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure it's going to be on the dark web. I think that stuff's pretty up on the light web at this point.
Fair point.
But yeah. So I'm stuck in a corner over here. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, you changed your setup around.
I got my new furniture in, and so I've got the room. I don't know if I want to mess with it. No, I'm gonna leave it alone. I was gonna flip it around and show, but I got a nice little sofa over there with a little chase on the end of it, and a matching chair to sit over here, and so the room is destroyed. My kitchen table.
Your kitchen table is in there.
No. My dining room, not kitchen's over there. Dining room table over there has just got like 40 bottles, maybe 50 bottles of bourbon on it.
Good problem to have.
Well, I mean, it's a good problem to have, but my bourbon cabinet's here, but I don't know if it's going to stay there, so I can't just bring everything back. So this part of the house is just all my mess right now.
Have you seen my picture of, have you seen the photo of my bar that I made out of like pipes and wood and stuff?
Yeah, actually, you showed me.
You need to build like a floor to ceiling one of those for your bourbon.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking about doing with this wall here, which is why I haven't done anything there, because if I do that,
Yeah.
then this thing cabinet, I don't know what I think it was originally a TV stand or something,
Yeah.
but this what has been my bourbon cabinet for a while, then it gets relocated and utilized somewhere else.
And that'd be a pretty sweet background too.
Yeah, it would. I would probably move the pull this chair out and set it in the middle.
Nice. Yeah.
That way you can see all the stuff out and then set it out there from the front.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
If you ever get the time to actually do anything around your house without traveling the next day.
I'm home this week. I don't leave again until, again, I don't have the right phone with me, but I believe I don't leave again until the 14th of April. The 14th of April, that's Sunday, I believe I'm flying to New York City.
New York City.
There we go. And then I think I go from there to, there's a possibility I got to be in South Carolina the week of the 1st, but I don't think that's happening right now. So I'm not going to pretend for that. So yeah, the 14th. So it's a possibility that I'm here till the 14th. So that's like 2 weeks.
David. Somebody needs to set you up some sort of account that just accrues money over time to where you can leave your day job and you can just come over there and do other stuff not related and not traveling all over these crazy parts.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Keeps the blood thin.
That's the booze, actually.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
that's literally the booze. So
that's the way it works. So what's funny is, all my doctors are still back in Columbus, right? I always travel over there to see the doctors. No offense to anybody here in Syracuse, but I just think the doctors are better over there. Because I've seen you people, and I've seen the people over there. Those people over there are better. So I'm going to keep going to those doctors.
You bunch of
jerks.
jerks.
I'm going to continue to go to not really. It's the fact that there's not a lot of providers right here to take my insurance. So, but Columbus is good. Columbus does, and it's in good shape. So,
well, you got to make it back here more often. I'm genuinely surprised you haven't moved back yet. I would have put money on the fact that you were going to move back within a year of going to New York.
It's crazy, but we love it up here. I love my little neighborhood I'm in. I do wish there were better restaurants around, and definitely wish there were better beer. And that's where I was going. That's where I was going with it, because I'm on meds and stuff that they're like, hey, we have to keep a watch on your kidneys, make sure your kidneys are functioning. But every time I go to see the doctor, I'm usually pretty healthy with the Hefeweizen from Hofbrauhaus, which cleans out the kidneys really well.
There you go.
So they're always like, oh, your kidneys are spot on.
I wonder why.
One of these days they're going to test me. One of these days I'm going to have a test where I'm not just following up immediately with 3 or 4 or 5 liters of Hefeweizen, and they're like, "Oh man, we should be doing something about this."
When you're not,
this is bad.
It's true. One of these days you should actually go to the doctor not drunk on Hefeweizen.
That is ridiculous.
It'll be a completely different checkup.
That's insanity.
They'll be like, David, your balance is way better this time. Your eyes are both in the same level of focus.
We didn't have to hold you up on the scale.
You didn't fall asleep on the table? It's great.
I don't fall asleep. We talk about it. Sleep's for the week.
I'll sleep when I die.
Yeah, probably sooner than later, but we'll see how it goes.
Look, we all gotta go sooner than later.
All right, let's see here. What we got? Anyway, okay, we got Klimshak. Oh, it's Polish. Oh, that's how you say her last name. Klimshak. Okay, Jamie Klimshak's watching, and that's how you say her last name. Okay, Klimshak. I would have never gotten that right. Jamie, I had my first Polish dish. Okay, we have all kinds of conversations going here. Let's see here.
Yeah, I can't see any of the comments. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, we have great comments going on. We have great.
So normally, this platform shows the comments, and I can put them on the screen, but I can't. I don't have access to them right now.
Yeah, I always struggle. Oh, Skype. Usually it's you bitching about the Skype updates and everything.
Oh, I hate Skype updates.
This time it's me, because I tried to dial in on my the MacBook over here to my left, and I kept hitting it. It's like the Underdog's offline. So click it again. The Underdog's offline. Like, why can't I just start the meeting like we always start the damn meeting? Right. What's going on here? So I had to go hunt down an old version and see what it was I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
And then finally I was able to dial in. I'm like, all right, start the freaking call.
What a pain in the ass.
And
Skype updates are like Facebook updates. Nothing actually gets better. They just make changes specifically to keep one mid-level executive employed. That's it. That's the only reason they make these updates.
All right. So I work for a rather big company.
Mm.
And on Monday was it? I think it was Monday. Monday I fly in, I get to my hotel, boom, pop open the laptop, because that's what you do. You pull up your laptop. What craziness has happened while I was in flight?
Right.
Bam, 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 I log in, I get going, and I'm in this meeting with either my boss or somebody else. I was on a meeting, and this little box pops up, and it overrides my Teams box. And it's like, hey, we've got to do an update to your Office Suite 365, blah, 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 blah. Auto approved, all the stuff. It's from IT. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just like, and it just went away, and it started its update. At the end of the update, it had just deleted. It didn't update anything. It just deleted Office. I'm sorry. It deleted my PowerPoint. It deleted my Excel, Word, and it deleted Outlook.
It didn't update it, just deleted them? It didn't like try to reinstall them?
No, it just deleted them.
Okay.
They were just gone. So I'm clicking on these links. Now, people ask me all the time, Dave, what is your job? And I go, I email.
Yeah.
And on those emails, I share spreadsheets and PowerPoints and Word documents. And what wasn't working? My email, my PowerPoint, my spreadsheets.
Did you have to manually reinstall all that stuff?
Okay. So it gets worse because I can't just download and run stuff on a computer. I've got to get it specifically from
your IT department. Yeah. IS or IT. Yeah.
That computer, I have no control over it. Right. So I'm on the of all the things, thank God the Teams was still working, because it's a separate thing that just came out a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. And so I get on Teams. I'm like, hey, you guys effed up. You need to get this thing fixed. They come into my computer. They look around. They go, everything looks normal. Like, you didn't hear me. I need my Office 365 suite back. And they're sitting there arguing, not really arguing with me, but just trying to pretend like that something wasn't screwed up.
They tried to tell you didn't need Office?
Send me the link for it. It was like, I cannot do any work until this is complete.
Did they think that you didn't need those?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they finally get it done. It's about 2.5 hours working with that. And then I grab the files. I try to run it. Oh, you need a local admin to do this. Punch my
local admin.
Goes, you're not local admin. You don't have local admin rights to your computer. I'm like, son of a biscuit. So then I had to put a whole nother work ticket in to get the thing. Now that was like Tuesday, and for the rest of the week I'm working from my phone, because all the apps and things are still working on my phone, and I store everything on the cloud. So I can continue to work at least, but it's not very easy to use a freaking iPhone for work. It is built for people who want to play freaking Candy Crush, not for people who actually have a job and need to get stuff done.
Right.
I hate iPhones. Anyway, so I'm working all week, and then I finally get back. So I'm sorry, it was Tuesday. And I finally get back on, I think it was Friday. I pull back to my aunt and uncle's house in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. And they finally got the local admin rights approved. And then after that, you got to be on the VPN for like an hour and a half to 2 hours to get it to all matriculate into your computer. Then you got to get a confirmation back that it has been affected. Then it tells you go do a thing. And then you can click a button and it installs, and it takes like 6 minutes, to install these things. But that was on Tuesday.
Unbelievable.
And then I had to function for the rest of the week until Friday.
Yeah.
When I finally got the stuff back on my computer. And then of course it's a different setup. It's a different view. Everything looks different.
You got to reset all your preferences. Yeah. It's a whole thing.
I've got to get all through the preferences. It's like, you want to port this in? I'm like, there's nothing to port from. You freaking big business. All you smart people out there. So that's one of you heard, I went off pretty earlier before the show, but that was one of the things that did not help my week.
Jeez.
That did not help my week.
That stinks, man.
Okay. All right. You got any news out there?
I don't have any news. I don't.
Really?
Well, again, all the stuff that is newsworthy is either AI or political. That's it. And I specifically didn't pull up any news articles that were AI related, because we don't need this to be the AI show. I mean, there is stuff out there, but we're not going to get into it. There's stuff out there like OpenAI's Sora, which is going to be their. So OpenAI, they made ChatGPT. Well, they're releasing a new program called Sora, and what that is it is a video generator. So it creates photorealistic videos based on text prompts that you enter in. And there are some
Nice.
demos out there. Honestly, go Google Sora demo. And some of these videos are like unbelievable.
So
Unbelievably good. And
for the
there's a lot
makers
of...
for the makers of the game Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah, sure.
you guys have an opportunity right now to utilize and leverage this.
Yeah.
What was it, the old text-based game
Yeah.
Zork or something like that from
Sure.
the 80s? You could actually turn it into a pretty decent game utilizing some of this stuff.
David, you read my you
So,
literally
just out
read
there.
my mind, because the comment
did
that I
I?
was going to make right after that was there are a lot of video game companies that are looking at this specifically for not necessarily Dungeons and Dragons, but for just any normal game like an RPG. You go in, or a first-person shooter, or anything like that, where it can be unlimited, unique worlds to your specific player. Now, think about that. When you play a game, you're not going on
my
a
Lord.
standard map according to everybody else is going on. You can have a map that's completely unique to you specifically, and it can be powered by
Yeah.
this sort of AI. Things like that. There are other movie companies that are looking at this, like, why do we need to have drone shots even? Like, drone shots are even too expensive now. Why do we need to have these big elaborate other shots we produce when we can just have AI create all this stuff for us? And it looks really good. Honestly, after the show, go Google Sora demo. It's
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go get drunk.
There you go.
That's-
I'm
that's-
going to get drunk
That's
and
what
look
I'm
at
doing
AI.
today.
I'm going to get drunk and look at
That's
AI.
what you can get drunk and look at AI news.
That's what I do.
like it. Wieners around the world.
And so specifically didn't bring up the article, but there's another AI piece of news. Twitter created their own AI. It's not as good as ChatGPT, but it's getting there. It's called I think it's called Grok. One of the worst names ever. Grok, I think it is. And terrible name. But they made it 100% open source. That's the really interesting thing. They actually gave a link in their tweet, or in their X. Come on, Elon Musk, that's stupid. In their tweet, they added a link to all of the files, all of the content for this. Now, it's so big you could never run it on your laptop, but somebody with a really good infrastructure could run this AI and customize it to exactly what they want. And again, it's not quite as good as ChatGPT, but it's getting there. It's close. Grok.
Okay.
Grok.
Grok.
I don't know what that's
Come
supposed
on,
to mean.
boys. Grab your groks and let's go.
Yep. I think it's Grok. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of AI news, a lot of political news we're not going to get into. Holy moly, a lot of political news we're not going to get into. But that's it. So we do actually have a main topic for today. And I thought since we had to postpone the show a little bit, I would put together a fairly decent, easily absorbable agenda. So today's agenda is, drum roll, the new and updated top 10 marketing trends for 2024. And the reason it's new is because the first couple of pieces on here are relatively new technology that really wasn't to the level that it is now. So we ready to move on?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you asking me?
Yeah, he was. He's still thinking about Grok, or I know you were actually thinking about.
Don't you do it?
I know
Don't
you were
you do
actually
it.
thinking about wieners around the world.
I knew you were
You
going.
knew I was
there.
going to do it. All right. So the number one.
You can't keep the wieners out of your mouth.
Look. It's the weekend. You got to do what you got to do.
Hey! I'd say, what do you do on your own time? It's your own business.
It's
Now, okay. So yeah, let's let her rip, Tater Chip.
all right. So the new and updated top 10 marketing trends for 2024.
And
Number
just as a side note, I have to wing all of this because how long before the show was it that you sent this over?
about 30 seconds before you join the call.
Yeah. So I got enough time to pull it up on the thing, and I was like, oh.
But you know all of this stuff. You know all of this stuff.
Yeah. Most of this could be. And I was looking through it, and I love how you've got 11 here, but there's nothing on 11.
Well, so I was going to add a bonus, but I didn't get around to it because number 9 is kind of a cop out. But it's on there. So I was going to add a bonus, but I didn't get around to it. Maybe we can make one up on the fly.
Okay.
All right.
We always can. I'm going to make number 11. I'm going to say what number 11 is right now is building proper customer avatars.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to say it.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, the amount of I can't. All right, we're going to start with number 11.
Yeah.
We're going to start
All right,
with number
so
11.
So we'll
And
start
it's-
with number 11, the bonus.
Yeah, we're going to start with number 11 because if you don't get this right, the rest of this stuff is a lot harder.
It's true.
This is, and I'm seeing it right now in big business. I'm seeing it in some medium, in some small to mid-sized businesses
Yeah.
out there that they are not crafting. They're crafting the right message to the wrong people. They're crafting the wrong message to the right people.
Right. So really
They
quick,
have
explain what a
not.
customer avatar is, so people
Okay,
know.
so customer avatar or customer profile, take your choice,
Same thing.
is really a good in-depth look at your core or ideal customer.
Mm-hmm.
Not from who you want to sell to, but who is actually buying your product, who is actually going to be your customer. So that when you are marketing or when you're developing or market channeling or any of these things, you have a customer based or centric North Star. You have a goal. I am talking to this one person or this one entity.
Right.
So that when we're sitting in a room, we can say, hey, does Charles may be a guy. I'm fighting with my beard right now, trying to grow it out. Maybe Charles, and we're selling beard
I'm getting
products.
there.
Is
I have more than I
Charles
had a year
doing this?
ago.
Yeah, and
Uh-oh.
I think somebody just knocked on the door.
Dog's going crazy.
Yeah, I think somebody knocked on. I think. Why are you carrying an Xbox around the house?
Reasons. There are always reasons.
What is happening? All right, well, that was entertaining. For everybody out there, my family's nuts. But creating that customer avatar, saying, hey, what did we call him? What was his name?
Charles
Out there trying to grow his beard. And so when we're talking about the beard brush, to call him the oils, the gels, any of the things we're talking about, how is Charles going to respond? Who is Charles? What is he married? Is he single? Is he batshit crazy? What's his job? How much money is he making? As much of a backstory as you can fill in.
Make it a person.
Charles. It is a person.
Right.
It is absolutely a person. And you are trying to, because people don't buy from companies, people buy from people. And in order for that person to feel connected, you need to connect with them. And the way to do that is by creating a really solid customer avatar or groups of customer avatars, depending on how you might have different messages. Wes has said it many times with these exact words. You're going to talk to your grandmother differently than you talk to a frat boy. It is absolutely true. So getting that right and really focusing and spending time on our bonus thing here of customer avatars, which is, again, is something we have said ad nauseum. And I can't stress it enough. It really cannot be stressed enough how important it is to get it right and to actually invest. It can take money. It's going to take time. It's going to take research, and it's going to take some testing. All of these things are excellent investments in creating and sculpting your ideal avatar. Right. We talked with a young lady a couple years ago now, and she has a bus that she runs as a boutique.
Oh yeah.
And so let's say we're trying to open I almost said Men's Warehouse, but that's actually the name of the store. A men's higher class or classier thing.
A high-end clothier.
Yeah, high-end clothier. Close, but no cigar. No. So what do? And we want to put it on a mobile platform. So we're not going to paint our bus white. It's not going to be light. We're going to say, what does West, or what does Chuck, or what does David, how are we going to talk to this guy?
Right. Yeah, that's it.
What is his background? How is this? How are we going to reach to it? And then all of those things are going to come together. It's going to enable you as a business owner, or if let's say you're not a business owner, let's just say you're in sales. I was in channel sales, and I created customer avatars for my customers.
Yeah.
So that as soon as something came down the pipe, when I relayed it out, I relayed it not as a spaghetti against the wall. Let's just throw everything up there and see what sticks. I knew exactly who to send what message to, so that I wasn't wasting time, and I captured the highest return on investment in each one of the verticals. So it makes it just so much easier when you're in channels or sales or marketing or anything, is to take the time to put a really good and solid customer avatar together. And if all you have time for is one, then make sure you get that one right.
Right. And that's it. And here's also what you're going to find is, once you actually, let's say you do this before you start making a lot of sales, right? And you think you know who your customer is, you think you know who you want your customer to be. A lot of times, what you might find out is once you actually start selling your product or service, your customer might be very different from who you thought they would be. At that point, you can make changes to your customer avatar to make it more appropriate to your core audience. And don't abandon your core audience. They're going to be making the money for you.
There's a reason they're called the core.
Right. Now, what you want to do
So
is you
Dan
want to
McDonald-
expand that core audience, and hopefully you will have a halo effect and pull in other demographics, and you will, of course. But you want to use the same verbiage that you use the same words they use. Talk to a random teenager right now, and they're going to use words that you have no idea. You've never heard these words before in your life. If that's your audience, you need to learn their lingo, and you need to learn how to speak their language, because if you don't, they're not going to buy from you.
Yeah. So Dan McDonald said, "What's a vertical?" And that's a good question.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those, we got to drink because we've said it many times tonight.
Vertical.
That's good stuff. That's some high quality H2 bourbon right there. And I've killed the first bottle of Weller, by the way. I thought there was more in there than there was.
Look,
Or
you
I
don't
just
need to
drank a lot
leave
more
after
than
the
I-
show to go drinking. You can just finish a bottle right here.
I can just say right here. Now, we're talking about, he's talking about verticals. So, it's a business buzzword. The other way that you can look at it is different markets. The problem is markets can mean a geographic market, a socioeconomic market. It can be a demographic market. I mean, there's so many ways to use the terminology of market. Vertical is more the actual business. So I'm going to put it in terms, or in the business that you're in. So you have some people in your life safety industry, your fire alarm industry that really focus on the vertical of K-12 schools, kindergarten through 12, K-12 schools. Boom, that's their core. So if you're looking at I love graphs, by the way. If you're looking at a curve and looking at a graph and you have the bell curve up there, at the highest point of their curve is going to be their K-12 market.
Right, that's your vertical
And to the
market.
right of it is going to be commercial real estate. So you've got one core market of K-12. You got your right vertical market your right vertical market being commercial, and your left vertical market may be multi-family residential.
Right.
So that right there is going to make up the core of the business.
Right.
Those are the three
Exactly.
people that make up the core of that person's business. And we talk about a customer avatar. So let's say you bring out a product that hits way off here to the right. Now, each one of those verticals are something we call, wow, we're really going down a rabbit hole on this.
We're still on
Each one of those
number
verticals-
11. We're still on the bonus.
Yeah, we're on number 11. This was the bonus that actually wasn't going to exist. But this really goes to show
is
you
important.
how important it is to really get that customer avatar correct. So what we're doing is each vertical from your absolute dead center is a step.
Right.
And when you're trying to connect with your customer and you need to make them take one step, well, that's pretty easy. They're already there, right? That's making up their core. One step left or one step right, well, that's their core. If you got to take them 2 steps right, 2 steps left, they're already there and they're making money, but it's not their area of expertise. Once you get into those verticals, once you get to number 3 to the right or number 3 to the left, now we're taking a customer outside of their comfort zone.
Right.
Now we're taking a customer outside of where they're where they're receiving the most of their money. Now, if you find a company that's willing to invest and create, okay, this is my core arc. Now I'm going to start this adjacency arcs, then that's fine. The vast majority of people in the businesses don't do that. They want to stay in their core. So just for Dan, because I know what he's talking about and thinking about here, but we have something that's, the completely different, way over to the right or way over to the left. Way over to the right, you don't get it very often, and it makes a lot of money. Way over to the left, you don't get it very often, and it doesn't make a lot of money. Just so you guys understand while it's very specific that I'm calling them right or left. Because you got to look at the bell curve. You got $0 and all the dollars. And so the further right you get, more money you get. So even if they make a lot of money, if they do it, it's still so far away from their core that it scares them. It's going to make them timid. They're going to overprice it, and then they are going to lose that. Right. And then they're going to come back and say, "I'm not doing that again. That was a waste of my time and money."
Yeah, totally.
because you took a message and a product and a vertical to the wrong customer because you didn't take the time to actually sculpt out your customer verticals or your customer avatars and have the message you're saying be resonant with the customer that you're trying to get to take it on.
100%.
So at Christmas, I ran it like a mother on that.
It's true though. So understanding your vertical is paramount to understanding your customer avatar or your customer profile. I mean, the two run hand in hand. And I'm glad you brought up the idea of parallel or adjacent verticals as well, because you can have like I brought up the halo effect, essentially understand these adjacent verticals, but again, you never want to abandon your core vertical. Like that is your core audience. Now, you can have once you understand your core audience and you have your customer avatar very well developed, you can start to cater to some of these adjacent verticals as well. But understand, unless they can
not
perform,
at the sacrifice of your core.
Right. Yeah, you need to understand, unless they can perform at the same sales level as your core audience, do not ever abandon your core audience to just get distracted by these shiny things off to the side.
And we've talked about that. Target did it.
Yeah.
And the big guy here recently was Bud Light did it.
That's right.
We're not going to talk about the politics behind any of it. That's not what we're getting at.
It's easy to get distracted by these shiny things that we see over here. Oh,
yes.
That's neat. That's neat.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Oh, this is great. This is great. This is great. And, it's also for people to listen to it, say, oh, you guys are talking about political. No, we're talking about just solely the business implications and imprecations of what was going on.
That's it.
And so when we talk about especially those two things, because they have a lot of political charge behind them, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the actual business decisions, and a really good and recent, rather recent now, example of what happens when you, for lack of all better words, fuck with your core.
That's right.
Don't do it.
Right. And that's another reason why you don't talk politics, unless your business is politics. Keep your business out of politics. It's just...
Yes.
Because you're going to piss off at least half the people, and half those people are probably in your core demographic.
Yeah. So Dan says, understanding your customer's market needs is the goal to understanding how to get in with them as a customer. I absolutely agree. So if you're in a channel sales, which is what we're talking about here in that scenario, is I need to know what the end user needs, what the market needs, so that I can position the message, product, and availability, and all the things that go into to an offering, so that it not only makes it an ease of purchase, but also actually resonates with the end user. Because it doesn't matter if the guy in the middle is excited about it, if the guy at the end is not buying it.
Right.
That means nobody's making money.
Look, people are going to buy from other people, and they're going to buy from other people they can relate to, right?
Yeah.
So
that's why people buy from me.
If we're taking it to the most extreme example, let's look at Logan Paul selling Prime, that energy drink
God.
Prime. Every 8-year-old in the world,
every 19-year-old boy or 10-year-old girl, they release a new freaking flavor of Prime, and I'm at the store the next day buying it for them.
Because this guy speaks their language. He's basically inventing half the lingo as he goes along. He's the biggest douchebag in the world, and I can comfortably say that because it's not denigrating his character. It's objectively true. He's the biggest douchebag in the world, and he's selling this product.
On this graph, you'll see Logan Paul here at the top of douchebaggery. Down on the bottom left, you'll see West Carnahan, the least douchebag of all people on the planet.
I'm a douchebag. I have no doubts about that. Not as much as Logan Paul, but he speaks their language, and guess what? It works because every 8-year-old to 18-year-old wants and will buy this really, really overpriced piss water. It's terrible stuff. Don't ever drink it. It tastes awful.
So I actually did take a drink of them once, and I was like, "No,
you're right.
This is not. I didn't like it. Wasn't to my flavor profile. I'm all for people liking their own things. So if you want douchebag water, by all means, drink the douchebag water.
We bought my son a bottle at the airport.
Actually, it was all kinds of bad. I should not have said it that way.
It was bad. Yeah, we bought my son a bottle at the airport because it made him happy, like you do. So I tasted it, and it was bad. I'm like, this tastes like shit, and I could tell he didn't really like it either, but he didn't want to admit he didn't like it.
Oh, no. Both of my kids have the empty bottles of each of the flavors
They
in
all
their
line-
room.
they got the
They're like,
collection. Yeah.
they're like frat boys who put the empty bottles of liquor on top of the
Right.
cabinets. That's my kids.
I mean, I
That's
would
my
think you
kids
could at
with
least put
prime.
some vodka or something in it to make it taste better. But nothing would make it taste better. Have you seen the new
Yeah,
South
Dan
Park, by the
McDonald
way?
says it's Jake Paul's sweat. No, I haven't seen it.
Dude.
I'm so
So
I don't get to watch much television at all.
So South Park did so half the episode has like the theme of Stan's dad starting an OnlyFans page. The other half of the show that follows the kids is it's all about their version of Prime, which is called Cred, and the kids with the most cred are the more popular kid. It's hilarious. You gotta watch
That's
it.
a good play.
Genius.
That's a good play. I like that. Cred.
It was so good.
Cred.
Oh, by the way,
Cred.
so this is while I don't know why we're talking about Logan Paul all of a sudden. Do you see he's going to fight Mike Tyson? He's actually going to fight Mike Tyson later this year.
I've been following that. I didn't know those were the same people.
It's the same guy.
I didn't know it was the same person. I thought there was another one.
Well, he has a
I thought
brother,
there was a different one.
Jake Paul. Is it Jake Paul is
Is it
going to
that
fight
the
Mike
one?
Tyson?
I think
One
that's
of
the
the
one who's
Paul
fighting.
idiots is going to fight Mike Tyson, and I genuinely hope Mike Tyson murders him. Like I would pay for that pay-per-view if there was murder involved.
I'm a guy that I'm not scared of a lot of things. I mean, I'll take an ass beating.
I
I'm
would not
taking
take
an
a
ass
punch
beating
from Mike Tyson. There's no way.
I'm not taking. No.
One
No,
punch
I've
from
watched
him
a
would
guy-
literally kill me. I would die.
Yeah, I'm out. I want nothing to do with it. Now I know the other guys actually fought a couple other people, and he doesn't do poorly. But the best people in the world,
Right.
they didn't get beat. They got obliterated.
Right. And I know
this guy.
I know Mike
and
Tyson's
he's only
like
gotten older.
I know he's like 85 right now. But dude,
No.
old man
He's
strength
like
is
68.
old man strength is a real thing. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, his old man strength's a real thing, and he's hurting more on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Which means what? All of us old guys get the same way. We
Steroids.
get old and we get pissed off.
Oh, I thought you would say he's on steroids now.
No, he's not. No,
He's in pain more, so he's
off about
on
getting old.
steroids.
He is going to hurt that little kid. He is going to hurt that little kid. That's all there is to it. If the whatever Logan / Jake Paul
One of the
wants to have a
Pauls.
chance,
Aaron Paul.
go in there, Aaron Paul. I actually know who that is, which is funny.
Breaking Bad's a great show.
I have never watched a single episode. I've seen a part of an episode where they killed some Mexican in a basement. That's it. It was just those few seconds.
Yeah,
of
I
the
know
scene,
you
and
don't
I'm
you don't like shows that glorify the villains, but it's a good show.
I'm not a big fan. Wes nailed it right. I didn't watch The Godfather until just recently. I'd never seen The Sopranos. I don't watch movies that glorifies poor behavior. It's not what I do.
Fair enough.
It's not in me.
I can
All
understand
right,
that.
so number one.
We're just now getting number one on the list.
We ran it. Hell, this place may be closed. I might have to stay here and get drunk tonight.
The top 10, new top 10 marketing trends of 2024. We started number one.
Turning out number one is not get your ass beat by fucking Mike Tyson.
Yeah, advice number one: do not fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, do not fight Mike Tyson. Now, number 1.2 is whatever Wes is about to say.
AI marketing automation. Now, this has not been on any previous lists because the AI wasn't where it should have been to make this possible. But here's the thing. SEO, traditional SEO experts are gone. They're dinosaurs. A normal human being cannot make a blog post that is SEO friendly anymore. They can't write ads that are the optimized for SEO without using AI now. You need it for marketing. It's just a necessity. So AI marketing automation is going to become more and more important. I know David doesn't like to hear it, but look, if you're in marketing, you know what I'm telling you is true. I mean, you literally can't do SEO without it. And the way that it can integrate data, your keywords, execute at the absolute optimal times and prices, and just the full automation suite that a team of human beings used to be able to do. I mean, it's immensely more efficient and more effective for literally anyone to jump in and be able to do it themselves now using AI. So that's number one on the list for very good reason. I know David doesn't like to hear it. Matt would be back there rolling his eyes if he were here, but it's true.
No, I'm all right with it. It's a tool.
That's it.
So
It's a
the
tool.
whole AI thing is
it's not Skynet.
Everybody
It's
has
a tool.
Yes, it's not a Skynet. And that's the part that you and I differ on. The biggest part is what AI is capable of. The problem with AI is it's still programmed by humans.
And that's it.
When
some of it
AI
is.
when AI can program AI to not utilize human restrictions, then we start worrying. And in 500 years, when that happens, then we'll worry.
That's kind of a thing right now. We won't get into it. That's kind of a thing right now. We won't get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it, Dave. You're wrong.
We won't get into it.
Hey,
I also
right.
won't mention the new AI viruses that are going around. That's a whole different conversation that we should have talked to at the beginning of the show. But
yeah, wear protection.
Yeah, Paul, you don't even want to know. To the guy who uses
that's going to itch when it dries.
Microsoft Office Suite for Gmail, that's a real thing that we can talk about later. But number one was AI marketing automation. Number two is, this is a big one, especially since Apple just made the big innovation with their extremely expensive goggles, augmented reality AR and virtual reality VR. So look.
So I thought you were going to say they made the big revolution to not develop an Apple car.
Well, that's
what, billions of dollars a year.
They wasted so much money on that.
Not a good idea.
They wasted so much money on that. But no, so look, everybody remembers I think it was 2016 when Pokemon Go first came out. Everywhere you walked, you just saw like a bunch of like middle-aged idiots and teenagers, like everybody, and their demographic was so wide, walking down the street, just looking at their phone, doing this whole thing, swirling and doing some of that. And it was all because everybody was playing Pokemon Go. When that game came out, that really introduced AR, augmented reality, to the wider world. And it let people realize that you can have digital, stuff, images, avatars, people, in the images of the real world, and you can actually interact with these things. If you have seen the demos of Apple's new AR glass goggles they have, the demo actually is pretty good. It shows people walking through their home and has different screens on different walls. And as they walk around, those images and the heads-up display stays on the wall where they put them. And it looks really good. There are a lot of issues with the goggles, by the way, but it's a start, and they're only going to get better. So
I want them, but I wanted the ones that Microsoft touted like 6 years ago. But Microsoft touted exactly the same thing 6 freaking years ago, and we still don't have a good functional. Yeah, they've tried a couple of things, but they don't have. And then they had the Google Lens. I think Google has a Lens version.
Google Glass was a thing.
Yeah, Google Glass. Maybe HoloLens, which is Microsoft. That might have been it.
Well, there was a company
there's just. Yeah, but we've had this for a while. So I'm all for it. The AR is really cool. I would love that.
Right.
I would love it. I would buy it in a heartbeat because I'm not going to flip my camera around here, but I use dual curve 32-inch monitors over here. That's my standard. And when I'm on the road, I have a 14-inch monitor on my laptop, and it drives me nuts. So if I could put a headset on and I could have screens here and stuff where I need it, that would be but I'm not paying. I mean, those things are priced like $2,700 or
$3,500.
Like $3,500. I'm not going to pay $3,500 for it.
Right.
But,
so, like I said, it's a start. It's a start. So, what AR kind of reminds me of right now is QR codes, right? Remember when QR codes first came out? Nerds like us were like, "This is awesome. This is so amazing. These have so many applications we can use."
I mean, I use them at work all the time.
There's so many. Even right now, there are applications that could be used. They're just not used for. But the rest of the world was like, "What is this thing? I got to download a reader to read this thing. It's a pain in my ass. No, I'm just going to type in the URL." And it was capable of so much more, but it fell out of use because the wider world didn't fully understand the use cases for it. And now it's starting to make a comeback. We're starting to see them come back. AR is kind of the same way.
The pandemic helped that a lot.
Right. AR is kind of the same way. When Pokemon Go came out, everybody used it. After that, it was gimmicky. Nobody wanted to use it anymore. And now we're starting to see it come back in little bits and pieces. I had an idea for an app. And if anybody wants to steal this, you owe me royalties because I'm telling you right now. I had an idea for an app where it would be AR in through your phone in a grocery store, right? And you could have your camera on in the grocery store, and as you pan around, it would show you where in the store with little arrows something was, so you can walk right to it. Or as you're walking by an aisle, it would see different items and give you information about the item as you walk by. If there's a coupon available, you just tap it as you're walking by. And look, people would have to walk with their phones like this in the grocery store, but there's a lot of use cases for it.
10 years ago, there was a company based out of Dublin, Ohio, that was called Store Eyes that was going to be able to do audits in grocery stores because, people pay to have where your Nestle, that's the thing, right? Toll House?
Nestle
Anyway,
Toll House, yeah.
where the Nestle Toll House or the Oreos are on the shelf, how far in the aisle they are, at what level of shelves they're on. People actually pay for prime real estate. And when they say, hey, we're going to have a sale or we offer a manufacturer's discount, you're going to extend that to the customer. They trust that they do it, but for every individual product, you have to audit. So they were going to create a thing that allowed I don't know if they did this or how it worked out, but they were going to create, it was literally a cart that went up and down the aisles.
Yeah.
And it created an audit for that store on any given day or any given week that was able to be utilized and parsed out and sold to each individual manufacturer, which was genius move.
Right.
So if you combined that with this product that you're talking about, this method that you're talking about, I could get behind that.
Look, there's something there.
Every day of the week.
And even little things that we don't really, they're so common now we don't really think about them. The fact that a lot of retailers, Amazon has this, Walmart has it, where you can see furniture and you can say, oh, what would this look like in my room or in this space? And you can click on it.
I did that the other day.
And you can see what that couch is going to look like in your actual room. You can see what that bed's going to look like. You can see what that picture is going to look like on your wall. It's such a commonplace thing. That's AR. That's what we're talking about. Or if you're going to buy a house, there are actually VR tours of houses right now. You can take a virtual reality walk through a house. That's a thing.
That's how I bought this house.
There you go. Exactly.
That's how I bought this house. From Columbus, Ohio, up here to Syracuse, north of Syracuse, New York. I bought this house using the 3D VR path through it.
Right, and it's only going to become...
That's how I put the offer in. I put an offer in $30,000 over asking price at that.
You needed to, though.
For this house. Yeah, I needed to. I bought a house in 2021 like an idiot. I should have sold my house in 2021, waited for the economy to collapse, and then bought one. But no, my interest rate is gorgeous. I mean, there's like, oh, you refinance? No, I'm not refinancing this house ever.
Right, exactly.
It's not going to get that low for. It's not going to get that low for many, many, many moons. Many moons.
But AR and VR.
Yeah, I used the AR and the VR to buy this house. Loved it.
Yeah, and it's simple things like that you don't really think about, but that's this technology, and it's only going to become more and more common as time goes on. Especially the more the smart glasses and smart goggles. Eventually, there's going to be smart contact lenses that have the same thing built in, and you won't have to wear a giant bulky headset that's going to break the first week you buy it. So that's going to be a big one moving forward. The number 3 on the list is hyper personalization, and that's AI. Thanks to AI again, it's becoming a lot easier to do that.
It's easier to do hyper personalization.
It's still difficult. You still need to do it well. You need to do your homework. You need to figure out what that means first of all. So what is hyper personalization?
Yeah.
So in hyper personalization, you're looking at strictly online marketing through email, through smart ads that pop up, through dynamic population of advertisements. What is dynamic population? It's a different thing. Customized to your preferences.
I'm like, wait a minute. You actually got. I didn't want to show my ignorance, but it seems like you brought it up. Like most people wouldn't know, and I feel better.
Yeah.
About not understanding what. Okay, we got to back up and go through that. What the?
All hyper personalization.
30,000 foot view.
So, first of all hyper personalization, all personalization in general, is dependent on what's something called dynamic population. What does that mean? That means. Well, unfortunately, it goes back to these companies having data about you and your search history and your viewing history, and when you're around your cell phone and you say,
trouble.
"Oh boy, I would love a pizza right now," even though my phone's not on, it still knows what I'm saying, and I'm going to start seeing ads for pizza places pop up. That's personalization.
I really would love a pizza right now.
Well, you're going to see ads. It's not going to order for you.
We don't have good pizza.
Exactly. However, if you bought that,
wait a minute. I don't know. Here, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry, I'm not sure if you were talking to me. I'll disregard what you said, but let you know if I can help. It says dead, but maybe there's just but there's so I'm also for ARs. What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, AI is going to take us out real quick.
AI has some work to do. But no, had you bought that Rabbit R1 smart device and you said, "Hey, I want a pizza right now," I could order you a pizza without you doing anything. So, I'm just saying, you could have had it. You could have bought that thing.
The thing is like it's like having a phone. If I can literally set my phone up.
But it's everything your phone should have been, except for the ability to text and take high quality photos and high quality.
It could. Yeah, I mean,
it's everything Siri
AI
should
ping
have
and will take high resolution pictures of my junk.
Rabbit R1 is everything Siri should have been. So if you can take Rabbit R1, turn it into a $50 app on a phone, I'd buy it. Anyway, so hyper-personalization is dependent on dynamic population.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
licensing people at AI Rabbit, that was a hint to you. We're no longer hinting. Don't be stupid.
Well, again, their demo
Your physical product is not where your money is.
No, and I think they know that. I think their demo was specifically designed to sell their IP, either sell it or license it to an Apple or an Amazon or a Google.
Don't sell it, license it.
I agree.
Don't sell it.
I agree.
License.
But, numbers with B's.
And call me to review that license. Call me to review that license agreement before you sign anything.
Yeah, hire us.
Let me take through
it.
Don't be stupid.
To do that for you.
We'll double your money easy. And we're going to take half of what
that's
we
actually
double.
true.
So
Also,
we're going to give you 25% more.
Also, you rocket scientists to develop the AI pin at Humane.
Yeah, call us up.
Call.
I can actually make you some money because you ain't going to make any money the way
No,
you're
you're going out of business immediately. All right, so hyper-personalization.
Next thing you know, you're going to be on our show with the people who collected your poop. And we're going to talk about the AI.
Yeah, we got to do a Where Are They Now thing on that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think they're still on the run. People watching and listening have no idea what we're talking about right now. We're gonna do a follow up on that.
We'll do a follow up show. Yeah. Yes, and this is a real thing. Go back and watch all however 100 and some odd episodes we've done.
193 today.
193. We have 7 more weeks. We need to do something for our 300. 200.
We keep saying we're gonna plan something. We got to do something.
200 fucking episodes
in a row.
That's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot of episodes.
We need to do something. Yeah, we should do something good. Hey, people out there, what do you guys think we should do for our 200th episode? Let's know.
Yeah.
All right, so, go ahead. Number 7.
Any level of personalization is reliant on the companies having data about you. Guess what? Whether you like it or not, they have the data, and they're using it to personalize all of the ads that come to you. Now, the next level up is hyper-personalization. That's where you see ads that are specifically designed to something you were talking about, something you searched for. Those ads for that dumb sweater or car that you looked at are following you around the internet, and you see the exact same ad over and over and over again. That counts. Emails that have your first name that say, "Hey, Dave, how's it going? How are the kids?" It wasn't written for you, but it has your name in it. It has information about you in it. It has your shopping history in it. That can be a level of hyper personalization. I actually have a technique. I'm not going to share the ability to do it, because it's pretty proprietary. We've
already talked about this on the show, man.
Where I can send unique hyper personalized ads to individual people on LinkedIn. You're not supposed to be able to do it, but guess what? I've done it for my clients, and I plan to do it very, very soon for a new project I'm working on. Is
it a project that I know about?
It's a project that you know about. And that leads us, so we're going to skip over into number 5, which is video marketing.
Number 5.
Video marketing. If you can have personalized video marketing, that's one thing I'm also doing with the LinkedIn is, hey, guess what? David, I know that you're in this business. I know you're in this line of work. Guess what? As soon as they see this video where I'm talking to them specifically, they're at least going to spend the next few seconds, 10 seconds, hopefully, listening to my pitch. At that point, hopefully I had my elevator pitch tied down enough to where he's actually going to look deeper into what I'm selling. But if you can personalize a video marketing element into your business, I mean, that is going to be gold for you. Gold.
You touched on something that we brought up, episode 1, 2, 3, I mean, somewhere early in our Underdog journey world, about perfecting the elevator pitch.
That's right. We should do a whole show just on elevator pitches. We need to do a whole show.
Yes.
Another whole show just on elevator pitches.
Wieners around the world. No, it's all cases, man. Shows I can't take you serious right now. No, it has kind of been an open thing. We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about wieners around the world.
That just did not work.
No,
we don't broadcast to the world. We have a kind of an open policy. It just really is not going.
Where are you going with this, David? I'm not sure what's happening right now.
That if anybody ever wants to try out their elevator pitch, they are welcome to call us up, and we will vet it, and we will do it live on the air once we hone it and get something that's usable for you, and you can try it out and have multiple people comment on it, not only on the live shows or on the live stuff, but on the feedback that we get after the shows and whatnot, where people talk with us. So if anybody has a business out there you're looking for, and you're trying for that 15 shouldn't be 15. It should be 25 to 30-second elevator pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Then, our door is always open.
So there's actually a really good web series. It's on YouTube right now. It's Sprint was one of the co-sponsors. There's another company who's a co-sponsor called 60-Second Elevator Pitch, where small and upcoming businesses had 60 seconds on an elevator to make their pitch. They didn't see the judges. They were literally in an elevator that was supposedly going up. I think it was just in the next room. But if the judges liked their 60-second elevator pitch, after that 60 seconds, the doors would either open or they wouldn't open. And if the doors open, then they could make their actual pitch to the judges. It's a really good web series. I recommend finding it.
It's on Netflix?
It's on YouTube. It's like a web. It's like a web series. Yeah, I think each episode's only like 15 minutes long.
I mean, the problem with Netflix is,
it's not on Netflix.
The test is if you want to know if something's on Netflix, all you got to do is write down what you want to watch, and that's a list of stuff that's not on Netflix.
That's exact. Unless you happen to enjoy D-level movies in Spanish or Hindi, then it's totally on Netflix.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can get all kinds of that. And if you want to watch a lot of Ancient Aliens, there's a lot of that on there.
I have to admit, I actually like the Ancient Aliens.
I have to put it out.
What's the guy's name? Giorgio Tsoukalos?
Yes, I have to do it like once or twice a year. I can't do too much of it because my brain starts going and it's not good.
I'm not saying it's not aliens,
because I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. And
exactly.
Every time I'm like, it's not aliens, man. I mean, they cut it.
Right.
It was a stone. They cut it.
Right.
Well, there's no tool marks. Have you never heard of fucking sanding a thing, dude?
Yeah,
Come
aliens didn't have to build the pyramids. Humans are capable of putting one rock on top of another one.
Yes. I mean, how can we build this big pile of rocks? Well, we start out wide and then we stack them into the middle.
We started with a small pile of rocks and we built
try to go wider. It's gonna fall. It's the most easiest way to stack rocks. Come on, man.
Right.
This is not complicated.
Yeah. It's anyway.
How do they do it with a lot of people?
But no, Ancient Aliens, great marketing. Great marketing. Great marketing. All right, so video.
I've never seen evidence one time at all.
I want to see. So look. Okay, we can go on a rant on aliens. This is what we're doing right now.
Oh, geez. So I guess we're going. I'm on Weller 12, so I got to tell you. I've always been a Weller Special Reserve guy. I love it. It's
the green
delicious.
Bottle is good stuff, man.
Yeah, green bottle is good stuff. But I haven't had this black label, the 12 year in a while, and this is the one that pairs for you cigar connoisseurs out there.
Yeah.
The Weller 12 year is the one that pairs with the Cohiba or the Weller Cohiba cigar.
Yeah, then those are
Just
amazing
free.
cigars, by the way. Incredible,
great cigars.
So yeah, like the man says, always bet on black. All right, so back to video marketing real quick. Unfortunately, say what you like about what is it, TikTok, but TikTok has changed the American attention span. It's garbage right now. If you can't catch somebody's attention in the first 10 seconds, they're out. Technically, the first 3 seconds, they're out. That's where video marketing comes in. You know what? Guess what? People aren't going to read an ad anymore. They don't care. They might if it looks really catchy, if it really catches their eye. But if there's a video, then in the first couple seconds, as they're scrolling through, catches their attention, you are 100 times, probably not 100 times, I don't know the stats, you're significantly more likely.
87.3.
60% of the time, it works every time. You're significantly more likely to catch their attention and get that sale with the video ad. They just work on every platform. So if you're capable, create a video ad. And look, it's only a matter of time with the AI video generation we talked about at the beginning of the show.
Dan McDonald said sex still sells.
Works every time, Dan. Works every time.
This is true. Otherwise, OnlyFans wouldn't be a thing.
That's exactly right. That's totally true. I mean, well, look at anything.
There are a few people that I'm just dead set that they have OnlyFans page. And every so often, I just go on OnlyFans and just look to see if I can find them. It's like, I know you're on here somewhere.
Yeah, that's why you're on OnlyFans. We're not judging, David. It's fine. We're not judging.
What else would you be on OnlyFans for? Oh, I was trying to learn how to cook a souffle today. No.
OnlyFans is a thing. OnlyFans is a thing. You told me about that.
Chick from OnlyFans. She's awesome. But you don't have to go to OnlyFans to see OnlyFans. OnlyFans girl is awesome. The only problem I have with her, she's all like, this is my go-to simple, easy recipe. And then she starts chopping a fucking onion. I'm like, no. You're already overcomplicated this. I don't know what you're doing. I have no idea what you're making, but I'm out.
Hilarious.
This is my go-to when I don't have time.
When
And
you don't
got a
have
cutting
time, you start
board,
actually
and
cutting
like,
vegetables.
you start dicing an onion and cutting up some finely sliced peppers. No.
My go-to when I don't have time,
you got fucking macaroni and hamburger. That's what you don't have time.
Exactly. My go-to when I don't have time is a protein shake. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. So I say that my go-to when we don't have time is like, let's eat on the way, or we'll eat after. Let's go out to eat. Let's go.
Chick-fil-A for dinner, which is a great choice.
Yeah, we did have Chick-fil-A for dinner. It was because my boy was hammering. He was like, Dad, I haven't eaten all day today. I want to go Chick-fil-A if you send me the money. So I just pinged him over the money and was like, all right, go get Chick-fil-A.
All right, so that was video marketing.
I got home at 2:00 today. So video marketing and
that was
Chick-fil-A.
video marketing.
All in one sentence.
We did skip, so we went from hyper-personalization to video marketing because that's where my brain went at the time. But we did skip influencer marketing. And that's always been a thing, and it always will be. Unfortunately, people buy from celebrities, whether you like it or not. It's just the way it is. And you can pay out the nose
we love
for
to hate it.
big celebrities so big brands will pay big celebrities to, take an Instagram shot of their product and pay some Jenner girl, several $1 million to pose
Jenner,
with
that's
a
who
lipstick.
it was. There were there are machines, like vending machines for the Kira, whatever. The one of the Jenner girls' makeups. You could go just through airports.
Yeah. Oh, that chick makes
multiple airports.
I mean, she's
buy their freaking makeup
from her makeup. From her makeup alone. She's a billionaire with a B. I mean, it is nuts. Now, look, you and I both know that she's actually
just
You and I both know that she's not actually running the business, but her name is on it, and she owns it.
That's all it takes,
and that's it, man. Look, that family has business savvy in that they hire really smart people to run their businesses for them, which I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of that. Look, I think it's a great idea. I have lots of great ideas. If I had the startup capital to hire somebody else to run that business and to actually do it the right way, I would probably have a lot more money right now. But as it turns out, I'm working on it the long way around. All right, so influencer marketing. You can pay a big influencer to do your stuff, or what I actually recommend is micro influencers, people with 5,000 followers or less. Right?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
And that kind of goes back to the idea of 1,000 true fans or raving fans.
Fans, yeah.
Where, look, you can have, 10 million people following you online. Most of them don't give a crap about you or what you're selling. That's fine. But you have all the followers, so you look really important. Or you can have 1,000 people who love you and will buy everything that you put out there. And guess what?
It's like our viewers.
We
don't have tons of viewers, but our viewers are freaking awesome.
They're loyal and they're amazing.
I'll pin our interaction between our individual viewers, not just with us, but in amongst each other. I mean, we had conversation here earlier in our freaking comments between two people.
Whole conversation.
2 or 3 people. It's great. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Right. So we qualify as micro influencers at this point, and we're very influential, David. That's all I got to say. But influencer marketing.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's all you. It's not me, bro. It's all you. It ain't me. That ain't influencing
Says
nobody.
the man who invented wieners around the world. .com.
Coming soon.
You get full credit for that one, David.
Enter through the back door.
Well, so it can be a bar/casino. You know what I'm saying? Liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
Oh, I know where you're going with that.
No, I'm talking about casino and alcohol. I know where you're going.
Yeah, that's not where I was going.
All right, so that was influencer marketing. I don't know how, but somehow it was. All right, number 6 on this really good list.
Influencer marketing, liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
I really regret saying that right now. All right, number 6.
What was that girl Jenner's name? I don't think she likes to have her name associated with this part of the show.
Given who her sister is, I think she's probably okay with it. Why her sister's famous? It's her sister is the Kim Kardashian. You know why she's famous?
She's the girl with a big butt, right?
She's the girl who became famous because she did a porno tape.
Oh, good for her.
I forget who with. It was some dude. I don't know. But that's what made her famous.
Good for him.
Her dad was apparently one of the lawyers on the OJ case, and then she made a porno tape, and she got really famous and got a TV show out of it. So good for her.
Yeah. Well,
and then she married Kanye West. And 12 other people, apparently. I don't know.
Let me see if I can make a porno tape and get rich. Let's see what happens there.
Worked. Look, All right, I'm not.
I'm
I
starting
have
to
no
think I'm
comments.
not.
No comments. I'm moving on.
I'm starting to think I
have no
haven't
comments.
filled out my customer avatar correctly.
Well, I think we have your. I think we have your OnlyFans figured out. Wieners around the world.
Yeah. That is not how it goes.
Number 6
right,
is
what's next on our
voice
list?
search optimization. And why is this on here? Because I'm not a fan of voice search, but apparently enough people are. It's actually becoming a real thing. And I'm not just talking about like with your home Alexa or your Google Home device, but look at the things
Yeah,
we also talked about. Look at the AI pin. Look at the Rabbit R1. Look at how much better apparently Siri is going to become once it actually has good AI built into it. These are all going to be voice search optimizations, and that's how they work specifically. It's voice to action.
So I have noticed there is I believe it is handled from a different server. I believe the voice search is actually handled differently than a regular text search because it comes up differently.
Are you talking about like when you use Google?
Like when I use my Google or my Alexa or anything like that, in my phones, I try to keep everything Google. At the home and the automation level, I try to use everything Alexa, because it's easy. Because I can use it to turn lights on and off and set my temperature in the house, which a good appropriate temperature for every hotel I have to stay in
for you,
is
it's probably
62
55.
degrees.
62.
62. I'm
there
fine
would be
with.
icicles hanging from my nose.
Oh, I thought you were eating
62
something else
degrees.
with an N.
Hanging from
okay,
my wieners around the world.
No, 62 is a good temperature.
If you're an
In
ice
fact,
cube, if
I think we got it. No,
if you're a penguin,
62, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Holy crap!
I feel bad for your kids. That's all I got to say. So voice search is actually becoming a lot more common.
Whatever.
Thing.
She's old. She went. Oh, it is set to 62. Never mind. Just so you guys can see, that's it. It's 62.
No, that is unnecessary.
That's temperature in the house.
That's why your kid is carrying around an Xbox, because it warmed up, and they're carrying it around for the residual heat.
For heat source. They were just sitting here talking to me through the window. I don't know what's going on here. They're out here making it. Hold on one second. I got to find out what's going on over here. They're
all right,
outside jumping jacks, and they've got a freaking.
They're doing jumping jacks because they're freezing to death, David.
They got a cotton candy machine sitting here. What? Open the door.
You have a cotton candy machine?
What? Do I want cotton candy?
Can we make cotton?
Oh, you can make all the cotton candy to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out.
Do you want some?
I absolutely do not want cotton candy. Sugar is the devil's playground.
Okay. I'll make you some.
No, do not do that.
Okay.
All right.
Make me some cotton candy. I want cotton candy.
All right. We're out.
All right. That was.
They've been like my door like 4 times. So tomorrow I'm buying blinds.
You could be up
so that I
anything in
can't
there.
see. Yes, that's exactly what I want. Actually, I might just look for an apartment. I might just look for an apartment somewhere.
So voice search optimization, and so how do you do that, right?
Dan McDonald just called my ass straight out. I'm like, oh, that's the devil's playground, says the man who's drinking bourbon.
Yeah, says the man who's drinking bourbon, talking about wieners around the world. We know your devil's playground.
That's. Oh man. I knew that was going to be great content for the show.
I'm going to make you a T-shirt for that URL. We should buy that URL and just have a big picture of you doing your thumbs up on the website, and we're going to get you a T-shirt for Wieners, CEO of Wieners around the world. I'm going to hack your LinkedIn page and change to you being CEO of Wieners around the world.
Hack my LinkedIn page? Yeah, knock yourself out. You can do whatever you want on my LinkedIn page. I hate LinkedIn.
Look,
Drew,
I could do a whole show on how LinkedIn is actually still valuable. It's actually still pretty valuable.
Right.
If you're
sure,
it's in certain fields, it's totally valuable. Look, when this new project I'm working on, I promise you, the contacts I will make through LinkedIn will change your mind about LinkedIn. I will show you firsthand, and the rest of the world, when the time comes, I will show you exactly what I did to make this happen.
Sabrina Arrington joined us.
Sabrina,
what's up, Miss
how you doing?
Sabrina? Long time no hear from.
Yes, Sabrina, where you been?
Yeah, we've been missing you. We've talked about you every show.
It's true, we do.
Like where the hell's she at? She loves him.
All right, so
anyway, we're talking about wieners around the world tonight on the Underdog Journey.
So voice search optimization.
She says, "Hey."
Is something
so just so you guys know, West is not getting the comments, which is why I'm repeating everything.
Yeah, so I'm not getting any comments on my side, so I can't put them on the screen. I can't see any of them. So
she said living the dream. Okay, now the problem is That's a guy's
That could
response,
go-
and I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it when a woman says it.
That can also go a lot of different ways, depending
So,
on what your dream is.
so I mean, nightmares are dreams, and that's usually what the men when we're like when we say living the dream, every man knows what that means when another man says
yeah,
it.
it means I'm in
But
a
now
living
this
nightmare.
time, yeah, I'm living in hell. But this time it was a woman saying it, so I don't know how to take it. It might be a trap.
It's likely a trap. Don't
It's a
trust
trap.
it.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah, I can't do that.
It's a
thing.
trap. That was good. Oh, that was a great one. That was a good one.
It's a
Good
trap.
job.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have a lot of commentary, but my current wife
right.
might eventually watch this. All right, so
we both of us have to be fearful that our parabonds will stumble into the show as we're just talking shit about them.
it's the only thing that keeps this show relatively family friendly is the fact that our wives might eventually watch.
Yes. And she goes, "Oh, I must have missed it. I never knew it was a guy thing. It's a guy thing." You know what? Ask one of your friends to go up to you.
Yeah, when a guy
your
says living the dream,
boyfriend,
it's
whatever it
generally
is.
not like he's living the high life.
Yeah. You're like, how's it going? And just watch.
Living
He'll
the
say,
dream.
"Living the dream." Living the dream, and that's it. That's what we say.
Right. And that's
Unless we really know you, and then we're like, dude,
right.
and
So
that's it. That's all you get.
yeah, so you'll get dude. Or if you're really close friends, the one guy might be like, "Is everything okay? Like, how can I help?"
The fuck you think, man?
Yeah. But generally
Yes.
speaking, it's just let me buy you a drink. Live the dream.
Yeah,
let
it's
me buy you a
usually
drink.
it's the oh, this is a British.
I'm
this
sorry
is
to
a
hear
British
that, man.
skit
Yeah.
that goes knocking door to door, and he's got his little clipboard.
Like you
knock,
do.
knock, knock, sir. Cheerio, pip, pip, and whatnot.
That's what they say.
We're doing a survey here. Are you happy or are you married?
That's a good one. That's funny.
Oh, it's great. It's a little British skit. It's absolutely
There are so
absolutely
many.
hilarious.
We should do a whole show just on funny British skits. Their level of comedy
Oh,
is completely different.
Their
from
comedy
Americans.
their comedy is great.
There's this one. So if you
do.
get a chance, look
Excuse
for a
me,
show.
sir. Are you happy or are you married?
If you get a chance, look for a show called That Mitchell and Webb Look. Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
So it has these two guys, and it's kind of a sketch comedy thing with these two guys. And they have this one, which is I have this permanently saved. It's brilliant, where these two like Nazi officers are in like this foxhole in World War II, and they're wearing like the Nazi regalia with the skulls and the crossbones and the swastikas
That's a
and
pirate, man. I think you got
No,
something
like on
wrong.
the Nazi uniforms, they have like a little skull with two like crossbones. It's not a good look. And so they're having normal conversation.
Did
and,
they say R?
and one of the guys like looks around and starts seeing all the just the evil like logos and paraphernalia and shit they have. And he turns to his buddy and says, "Do you ever stop to think that maybe we're the bad guys?" And the other guy starts looking around. And, dude, it's I can't even do it justice. It's so funny. It's brilliant.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'll just send it. I would say put a link in the comments, but we never do that shit. Text it to me.
If you're
afterwards.
if you're around after the show, I'll show you the videos. It's pretty fun.
I'm not. I'm going to go right down the road.
You finished a
and drink.
bottle and a half of bourbon, and you can go to another bar.
Yes,
All right, fair enough. I got no argument for that.
it has been. I'm living the dream.
You're living the dream.
I'm
sorry,
living the
man.
dream.
Let me buy you a drink. All right.
Yeah.
So voice search optimization has actually been a thing for quite a while because of Alexa and Google Home and things like that. So I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of how to actually do that. That could be a whole show on its own. But remember, in the very near future, when somebody says, "Hey Alexa, order me a pizza." Hey, okay Google, order me a pizza. Guess what? In a lot of cases, in the very near future, those devices aren't going to say, "Where would you like to order the pizza from?" No, it's going to open the app that you saved the content for, or it's going to do.
I want it to get an attitude, be like, "What kind of fucking pizza you want?"
I ain't your bitch.
That's right.
What
That's
do you
what
want,
I
damn
want.
pizza?
Or you want pepperoni on that bitch? What's up? That's the AI I'm waiting on.
Or it's like spiteful
Until
and orders
AI
you like
can give me sass,
right.
I'm not in.
It's like just spiteful and orders you like the worst
Yeah.
pizza ever.
Yeah.
Actually, Alexa, I heard a rumor a few years ago that Amazon was going to have Samuel L. Jackson do the voice for Alexa, and there was be like a downloadable option. And I don't
that'd
think
be
that was true
awesome.
because it never happened. But man, I would have downloaded that in a minute. With Samuel L.
Sure,
Jackson,
you want to order that motherfucker?
right? Exactly. Dude,
This is some
that would have been
premium
brilliant.
gourmet shit right here.
I know that what's his face, the Amazon guy. I can't even think of his name right now. It's been that kind of day. I know he watches the show. Jeff Bezos. Jeff, I'm sorry I forgot your name.
Dan says AI equals being married. I'm not sure how your love life's going, but okay.
Look, I've seen the photorealistic images the AI is able to produce, and
I have not.
I mean,
so.
I think there are a lot of guys who might take that option. I'm just saying. All right, let's move on. Number 7. Number 7 is, guess what? User-generated content, UGC. So,
man, that's just the best.
it is.
You know what? That is so high. The what's the words? The cred.
The cred. It's built-in cred. It's credibility. Because here's the thing. Look,
Yeah.
I can tell the world all that I want. How great Underdog Plus brew bones are. Go to underdogplus.com. Get the best dog treats in the world. Your pup will thank you. I can tell you every day for the rest of my life how great these things are. Guess what? It's not going to hold a candle to one random person that I don't know posting something on Twitter, X, or Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah, Shelly Webb, one of our viewers, does a really good job because she does a lot of work with the puppet dogs, and I'm a sucker for puppet dogs. I like dogs more than I like people, easily, very easily at this point. Actually, definitely easy at this point, but she does a lot of work with them, and I think one of her dogs is like a certified like therapist or something. Wears glasses, has a lab coat. Weird. But
asks about your relationship with your mother a lot. It's a thing.
Yeah. It's like, hello. We're doing the Freudian version here. Okay. But no, and she does, and she speaks to him too. So I think that, that type of content is what a business owner, Wes Carnahan, from the Underdog Plus Peanut Butter Brew Bones and other peanut butter brew bones, apple
not
bacon,
just peanut butter. I have the
apple
pumpkin
crunch,
spice. Pumpkin
apple,
spice.
Oh yeah.
I have apple bacon, which is
apple
amazing.
Crunch. So we just opened up with our I got to make sure I say it properly or I get corrected. Our final bag of apple bacon that we have here.
Yeah.
And the dog is like, oh my God. That's good stuff. So she does not like me. Literally. I can be like, come here. And if I tap, like, come over and sit next to me. What will she do? She takes her little punk ass over and lays next to and literally anybody else, or goes to the other side of the room and just looks at me.
I get that a lot.
But if she's hungry, wants a treat, a snack, needs water, go out. If she needs anything, she's right there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? You're just like the rest of the people in my life. So fuck it. I guess it's par for the course.
It's funny how that works. It is. I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
You can't win.
Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah.
But
I'm talking shit to my dog.
But user-generated content. So look, if you can get your customers to provide content for you, something you can do is take a screenshot of a review online, or hopefully they take pictures of your product with, however it's supposed to be used. You can repost their content. Now, if it's wieners around the world,
worst friend ever. I still haven't given Wes the pictures of my wiener.
Or left a review.
I mean, the dog eating the treats.
Or left a review online. All of that stuff. You haven't done any of that.
But we need to
get
on that. So tomorrow we have a meeting scheduled. So while at the beginning of that meeting, we log on and we just think this shit, because I've got videos and pictures and stuff of my dog going bananas over these treats.
That's funny.
And I'll do a couple fresh ones so we have brand new ones. But we actually got just under a foot of snow here last night.
Unbelievable.
So
I was in Texas.
We can't go out and mess with it.
I was in Texas yesterday.
I was in Florida.
And it was like 70 degrees. And I come back to Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's 35. And you just got a foot of snow. The North sucks. I'll just say it.
So it was like 77, 78 degrees. I mean, there was like one point I was over 80. And, I had air conditioning on.
Yeah.
Full blast.
It got in the 70s here a few weeks ago.
My hair was flowing in the wind. It was great.
I was in the garage enjoying a pipe because it was in the 70s here a few weeks ago. And then it snowed.
I bet Nikki would not bitch if I smoked a pipe in here.
I'm telling you,
I can't smoke a cigar,
like candy.
but I bet I can get away with it, because I actually have. This is a cool thing. Like, if you want your room to smell manly, don't go buy a candle. Don't go buy shit. No, go get some freaking pipe. Go get yourself a pipe and smoke a pipe like a man.
That's what I'm saying.
And that, I mean, this is good stuff. Oh.
Or you can smoke a pipe like a wizard. Huh?
like a wizard.
Huh?
A wizard is never late,
Or you can-
Frodo Baggins.
Smoke your pipe like a redneck. You got the corn cob. Huh?
Like a redneck. This was a redneck smoked corncob pipe.
You can smoke a pipe like Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, yes. Which one is? Which one did you give me? It's out there. It's out there on the dining room table with all the bourbon.
Which tobacco did I give you?
No, I've got the Lane 1Q and Father Dempsey is what I've got from you. It's amazing. I know that off the top of my head now.
Because they're amazing.
Yeah. There was actually just a big pipe convention just recently, a pipe smokers thing.
Yeah, they're all over, man.
Yeah.
It's a growing community. So user-generated content. User-generated content is worth its weight in gold.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
There you go.
It really is. To me, it gives you the most social credit that you can pull. And, it is the review, what did Soccer Mom 1982
exactly
think about this? This is not an owner's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the owners is going to do that. And we all know that, the fake review too. We'll see them on a lot of, especially
and you
on
can
small
tell the
restaurants.
fake ones. Everybody knows the fake ones.
Yeah, it's really easy to identify the fake ones. So if you're a business out there, brew your own cafe, and you think we're fooled by your fake reviews, we're not.
Right, exactly.
We're not. We immediately discount them, and we know that's just your propaganda.
Right. And here's a prime example, right? Look at Amazon, okay? So there are a lot of
we're taking this long, bro. We got to hurry.
All right, let's move on. All right, so
Get on the
that was
shit.
user-generated content. Number eight on this list of 10 is social commerce. Social commerce is really growing. What is social commerce? That means selling your
what the hell is social commerce? This is one I'm not even familiar with.
Selling your product specifically through the social media platforms. Okay. So actually, a lot of my sales come from not my website, but from Instagram and Facebook, where people specifically buy through those platforms alone. I post ads on those platforms. I have links to buy products on those platforms.
I'm being called out. I'm being straight freaking called out.
Uh-oh.
Dan McDonald.
Dan.
I do not have to pee, but the bar closes at 11, and I want to go drink.
All right. You've had a long day. We'll make it quick. So social commerce
Had a long week.
is growing, and more people. Look at young people right now. A lot of young people, they don't go to websites. They don't read blogs. Their entire lives are on social media platforms. And eventually,
That was when I was drinking beer at Hofbrauhaus, Dan, and I had like 3 liters of beer before. I had like 2 liters of beer before the show and 2 liters of beer on the show. Yeah, my molars were floating.
Yeah,
on that
and
episode.
we've both
Here
been
I am
there.
still defending myself.
There have been times when I've definitely sped things up too to try and.
Yeah.
Move But tonight you actually do need a drink.
that's
So,
the
social commerce. Look, it's really big with young people, and those young people aren't going to stay young forever. Eventually, they will be your fully grown core demographic with actual, hopefully, income to buy your product. Social commerce. Make sure you're selling your product or service on the social platforms, not just on your website. You'll make a lot more sales. I know that firsthand. Number nine is unpredictability. And number 9 is also why I added a bonus one, or was going to add a bonus one, because this is kind of a cop-out. It should be obvious, but it's not obvious to everybody. Look, if you're kind of running the same old ads, and your ads kind of blend in with what everybody else is doing, if you're following all the traditional rules, I'm not going to say think outside the box, because David hates that phrase, but do something different. Do something catchy. Do something that's going to catch your customer's eye. Don't
That
do the
right
same
there-
old thing.
That right there, that do something different, that needs to replace think outside of the box.
Right.
And every time anytime somebody says, well, you need to think outside the box. Come on, team. We really need to think outside the box. That person needs fired and 4 of their fingers broken.
They need to think outside the box about how they phrase think outside the box. Because what do you always say about thinking outside the box? You always say the same thing.
The problem with thinking outside the box is if you think outside the box, if you have to think outside the box, that means it fucking belonged in the box to begin with. All right? The bottom line is you cannot think outside the box. So let's say I'm trying to sell Crayola crayons to a 4th grade group of people. If I'm like, hey, let's do a buy a bourbon, get a fucking box of crayons free, that's outside the fucking box. For a reason. It's stupid. It doesn't go together. It doesn't work. And if it does work, if there's something there that we can utilize, like, hey, 10 cents, 25 cents of every box of crayons goes to 4th grade art programs across the country, that means it belonged in the box to begin with. It's not outside the box thinking.
Right.
It is just you doing your effing job
Right.
as a marketing and sales professional.
Yeah. So I phrased it differently. I said do something different or be
I like
unpredictable.
that. Do something different.
And look, here's
Yeah.
the thing. It seems like it's common sense, but this is probably the hardest thing you will ever do
Think
in your
outside the
business.
box.
Doing something different and doing something unique and different
Unique
that somebody else isn't
and
already
different.
doing and doing well, I mean, is going to be incredibly hard. That's one of the reasons why there's no new ideas, because look, it's hard to come up with something new and
It's
unique
tough.
and different.
It's
actually
hard.
works.
It's hard to come up with something like Wieners Around the World. Wieners Around the World is hard.
Wieners Around the World is it's incredibly it's
Oh, that has.
I
paid
was gonna
dividends
go in a
tonight.
really bad direction. I'm not gonna. Let's move on.
Really, we haven't been in a bad direction. With
Well,
that
I was
all
gonna
night
say
long?
you could do cross promotions with like a gym, like World Fitness, like it could be vascular. Wieners Around the World. Look, you can go lots of different directions. That's all I'm saying. You can go to the left or the right.
You can go front and back or front and back.
This is why I wanted to move on.
Oh, I'm telling you, that little piece of information. And this that's not a word of a lie. We literally did this live in the lobby of a top end steakhouse.
Yeah, this was not me,
Where
by the way.
everybody's
You were with
there and,
other
like,
guys
search-
talking about wieners around the world.
No, I was talking. I actually had family.
You were talking with your family about wieners around the world. Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about family.
It's a
We were talking
family
about family.
business.
It was a great. Yeah,
It
I
could be
mean,
family business.
winners around the world. I mean, it's a family ordeal. But yeah, it was great. All right, so we're at number 10 now.
Number 10, we finally made it,
Number
is marketing science. And look, this is also becoming a lot more easy with AI. What is marketing science? This is following the data. I'm a huge data nerd. So, with your marketing, you're going to have your creative people that say good creative is going to take priority. You're going to have your nerds that say data should take top priority and drive what you're doing. I believe the hybrid is absolutely necessary, but unfortunately, too many people don't think about the data and letting the data drive your strategy, drive your marketing, drive what you do. And because it's overwhelming. A lot of people don't know how to handle the data, but AI is making it easier.
This is great because I love the data.
I
love data. I want to touch the data. I want to feel the data.
I love spreadsheets.
But I let the market determine. I let the data tell me what the market is doing.
Right.
But I let the market and my core customers built upon my what?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Your customer avatar?
Built upon my customer avatar. That is who tells me. That is what actually directs me of where I need to
And that's it.
go.
Well, but again,
There are sometimes I might have to change behaviors.
right.
Which
But
that's changing customer behaviors.
Right, and the data is going to point you in those directions. The data is going to point you to that
data
changing.
will point me in those directions. Yes.
Right. It's going to change you. Data is going to point you to how your
Yes.
customer avatar needs to evolve over time. The data is
Yes.
going to point you to which creative works better than others. The data is going to tell you all that you need to know. You just need to follow the data. And AI is actually making it a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. We went 1 through 10. We start off with bonus 11.5. I got drunk and talked to you ad nauseum about customer avatars. There's a reason that we talk about customer avatars so often. There's a reason why it's such a big deal.
Vitally important.
There is a reason why we recapitulate week after week after week on that specific topic. How I can go off on a tear for, Chris, I talked for like 25 minutes on that damn thing tonight.
Yeah,
And
at least.
and it wasn't planned. None of that was scripted. There was not one bullet point. It wasn't even in the agenda.
Right.
Wasn't even in the agenda. I looked at the agenda and said, you know what we need to talk about? We need to talk about this. And you know when Wes found out? When I started talking about it.
That's it. But it works. It fit in perfectly.
It is so important to nail that down. And if at any time anybody needs any help with it, West and I are available. We have a company formed that is a marketing company that if you have a business that you need to hire someone to help you with customer avatars or things like that, we have a business where we are able to do that.
Yeah, specifically what we do.
literally is it's the latchkey. It is the keystone.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys know what the keystone is in building an arch and whatnot.
So what is
Anyway.
what is the core demographic? What is the customer avatar of Wieners Around the World?
Your mom.
Ooh, I should have seen
Come
that
on,
one
man.
coming, which is also
You tossed up a soft one and I hit it.
This shows you get okay. This show's getting
that's great. It's
beyond
time to go
weird.
drinking. Everybody, I've been David Leffingwell. That's been Wes Carnahan. This has been Wieners Around the World and the Underdog Journey. We will see you next week at our normal time on Thursday at 8 p.m. So don't miss it. It's going to seem like a short week because tonight's Saturday. We love you all. We can't wait to see you again. And if there's any hot chicks in the audience that want to send nudes, I'm okay with it.
Send them to David at wienersaroundtheworld.com, and we'll see you guys next time.